Hey there folks, and welcome to this video. And as F1 testing is about to get underway at Sakir with 3 days of pre-season testing, down from the usual kind of 6 that we've been getting the past couple of years, here are 3 things that I expect us to try and look out for, or not look out for, over the next couple of days. Firstly, timing. Now, one of the big things is the Bahrain Grand Prix is now a night race. So in terms of the times, not only are they usually not kind of representative, so teams aren't usually turning it up to 11 and thrashing their car around the track. We might see that on the 3rd day maybe, but I don't reckon we will. At the same time, it's not going to be representative of the times we would expect of the Grand Prix, because qualifying and the race will be taking place under the lights, which that's one of the kind of unique features that the Sakir circuit has. I mean, I say unique, but pretty much every race in the Arabian Peninsula, plus, of course, Singapore, are night races. But the times that we're going to see are not going to be representative of what we see at the Bahrain Grand Prix, even if they were running at the same kind of attack as they would be at the Bahrain Grand Prix. But there will be one team to look out for in terms of how they perform, and that will be Mclaren. Because they switched over to the Mercedes powertrain. They're the only team that are doing an engine swap, and they've been given, well, they had to spend all their tokens adapting that, because they've been given the ability to do that, given that their contract ended with Renault at the end of 2020, and their Mercedes one began at the end of 2021. But then talking about them, and this is probably the key thing, it's going to be reliability and running. Honda have got a brand new engine, Renault will have new engines, Ferrari will have a new engine, Mercedes will also have new engines. Not only that, I mean, I've talked about the McLaren kind of switch, but we'll have to watch out with how the car kind of adapt for how they're doing. At the same time, in terms of my 3 teams to watch out for, and I'll talk about this a bit more after I talk about my 3rd point, they're going to be the likes of McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams. Maybe I'd say as well Red Bull and AlphaTauri, but those are going to be the big 3 that I'm going to be watching. Because you want to see these teams putting in the laps. You want to see these teams testing the reliability, and especially if there's any kind of engine failure, you want to try and understand why. And that's kind of the 3rd thing, if we're talking about F1 preseason testing. The eye has not got to be on the fastest time, or the amount of laps that are turned in as like a kind of pure metric of what the best thing is. But an eye does have to be placed on any kind of failures that the car has. If the car breaks down, is it a power unit failure? And if it is, will it affect any of the other teams? Of course, with the kind of exception of Alpine, there's not going to be, where they're the only Renault team on the grid, there's always going to be another team running the same powertrain. If a Honda goes wrong, it's going to affect potentially Red Bull and AlphaTauri. If a Mercedes, McLaren, Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Williams, and Ferrari, well, you've got Ferrari, you've got Haas, and you've got Alfa Romeo. But I did say I'd explain why the 3 teams I'm looking out for are McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams. And even though 2 of them are Mercedes powered, they both come into the season with very different objectives. McLaren will be trying to capitalise on that 3rd place they got last year in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari will be looking at taking it back, and Williams, well, they'll want to be trying to do the best they can to show off this new car, the first car under Doralston Capital's ownership. So those are going to be the big 3 teams for me to watch out for. Williams for running and maybe pace, but it's going to be mostly running time. Ferrari for its reliability, and potentially some looks at the timesheets, but again, it's not representative in testing. And McLaren to see how they are adapting to the new Mercedes engine. So how much mileage they're running, what kind of times they're doing, what kind of strategies they're doing. It's certainly going to be an awesome new season. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.